Hey guys, welcome to this episode of The Rachel Cruze Show. All right, let's talk about women in money in America today. So there were some stats from a TED Talk from a woman who actually was divorced. And so she went and researched, okay, what does it look like for women to be more involved with the finances? So here were some of the stats that she gave. 56% of married women leave investment and financial planning decisions to their husbands. 85% of married women who stay out of long-term financial decisions believe that their spouses know more about financial matters. 8 out of 10 women are content with the current distribution of financial responsibilities in their marriages. And I've also heard women say things like, well, I just don't really understand the finances, so I'll let him do it. Or, I can just rely on other people in my life to handle it. It'll be okay. Some women have said, well, it's just too late for me to learn about money. For some women, they say, well, this is how we've been doing it in our marriage for so long, so why change it now? So again, there's all these reasons, all these stats that you hear about women and money. But then also I'll hear other kind of on the flip side of like, no, actually women are the ones who do the finances in the marriage. They're kind of like the CFO of the household because they're the ones spending a lot of the money to keep things running, keep things going. So listen, regardless of what it is, I don't like the extremeness of the stats because whether it's the woman doing everything and she's the CFO of the household or the woman's not doing enough from the stats at the beginning of this and the husband's doing a lot of it, I don't like that, okay? I want it to be 50-50. So here's the deal, guys. When you are married, you are one. You are a team.
Rounding up the team. So exciting. I have goosebumps. Feel.
Regardless of whether you're a woman, regardless whether you are a man, I want you guys to win. And the best roadmap that I have found when it comes to people saying, okay, yes, we're gonna work as a team, is you find the person, first and foremost, in the relationship that's like naturally good at this stuff. Like maybe there's one of you and probably one of you in the marriage that is naturally kind of more the nerd is what we say, but they like doing the budget. They have fun doing it. They actually kind of get this high and this adrenaline of spreadsheets and Excel and looking at long-term goals.
I work with a bunch of nerds.
They thrive in it. Okay, if that is you in the marriage, I would really recommend, okay, you do the budget. Like sit down, you run the numbers. And then the key here is that you take the budget or you take the plan to your spouse, who's probably gonna be the free spirit if opposites attract, and the one that's not so excited about this stuff, but you bring it to them. And then what happens is you guys have a conversation. It goes back and forth. So the free spirit says, no, that just looks like a lot of money going out in that category. Let's change it here. Or we got to add this category because remember, we have children, so maybe they should have a category in the budget or whatever it is. But you guys talk about it, you change it, you talk back and forth. That is how it should be, okay? I do not like when the distribution of the finances goes heavily on the woman or heavily on the man completely. There needs to be a team aspect. You gotta have both of you, okay? So there's this idea of respecting and hearing your husband and actually being humble enough to go in and say, hey, maybe I can learn something from him too, right? And then on the flip side too, if your husband is leaving it all up to you and he's being passive and he's not engaging it and not being proactive and you feel all alone, then he does need to step up, right? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like it has to be a 50-50, you guys. You both have to go into this conversation and into this part of your marriage together as a team. It is so, so crucial. Now, will one of you be more excited to do this? Absolutely, that's what we're talking about, the nerd and the free spirit. That is very real, very, very real. But I want it to be this idea that, hey, we are together in this, and it's not one person stuck in this tunnel doing everything and making every decision, either because they're intimidated. The other person, maybe says, oh, I don't want to go, I don't want to engage, I don't want to go there because I don't know. Then learn, ask questions, you need to engage. So that's my pep talk to you guys. So women out there, if you have yielded all of the decisions and everything over to your husband, engage. Now, if you are single or you are maybe even divorced, no matter where you are, you can engage this topic. Do not be scared. Do not give the responsibility to somebody else, okay? Say, hey, I want to step up and I want to learn. I want to know what's going on. Okay, so guys, here are 2 things you can do. If you feel in the dark when it comes to your money, because either someone else is taking care of it or you just don't even want to know, here are 2 things I want you to do today to feel more empowered. Okay, number 1 is a budget. I know I always talk about it, but I'm serious. You need to do a budget. Download EveryDollar, get Excel out, I don't care. And if you're married, you guys do it together. And that's going to include looking back at your bank statements and your bank account. It's going to know how much debt you have and how much, your payments are. If you have debt, it's going to give you this financial picture of what's going on. And if you're married, I want you guys to do it together. If you are divorced or if you are single, find a friend, someone that you know is wise, and you're like, hey, I want to bounce some ideas off of you. Just have that person in your life that you can talk to, even show them numbers, ask questions, get their feedback. So that is one. Now, the second thing I want you to do is write down 3 questions you have around your specific money situation that you've always wondered. And it could be, I wonder how much are in our investments? Do we have investments? Do we have life insurance? How much is in that? I don't care what it is, but just 3 questions around money that normally you would ask yourself, but then you would answer in your head, oh, I'm sure it's fine. They've taken care of it. I don't need to know. If that's how you've answered, I want you to actually ask the question, say it out loud, because I want you to have the information. So it's a way to engage, and it's not scary. I know all this can feel a little intimidating, and it's not. It's not. And I'm not even telling you that you have to love this stuff. I'm not telling you to become the nerd. You don't have to get excited about Excel sheets and all of that. You just have to have the information, because here's the deal too. If you are married and something happens to your spouse and they're the ones that know everything and you guys haven't talked about it, and something happens, you're in the dark. You have no clue what to do. So it's just a wise move to be engaged, not only for your marriage's sake, but also for the future, just to know what's going on. So I really do push in, ask the questions, and do a budget. Now, if all of this has kind of sparked your interest, then I would really encourage you to check out the 15 practical budgeting tips or the 5 money mistakes that are destroying your finances. And I'll leave a link in the show notes. So share this with someone. If you know someone in your life that is overwhelmed, or maybe there's someone that just stays in the dark when it comes to their money and they don't engage the subject, maybe this episode will encourage them. Because remember, I want you to take control of your money and create a life you love.